welcome back to another episode of the Natty Teacher. I'm, of course, the Natty Teacher. I appreciate y'all tuning in. In today's lesson, we got a pull day. Specifically, our pull A day, aka our horizontal pulling day. So more of a back thickness type day. A lot of rowing. You got to row to grow. I firmly believe it. Yeah, so a lot of rowing movements for the back. Pretty much everything I do today, I believe, maybe minus one exercise, is a row variation. Some chest supported, some bent over. And then rear delts and some biceps. And I'm hoping to be able to train abs here at the gym. If not, I will just train abs at home. You know, I got to do my decline crunches and some, stuff like that. But I would like to train abs here at the gym this morning. I didn't get a super late start, so I might have enough time to train abs before I got to get home to switch off with my wife and be with our daughter for the day. But if you watched my video yesterday, guys, oh boy, howdy. It is the end of my summer vacation. I can't believe it already. Today is my last day of summer break. I go back to work tomorrow. And, it's put it this way, it's kind of setting in. At the same time, I don't know, like there's a part of me that's kind of like, I'm just more, not even a part of me, I'd say at least half of me is excited to get back. I talked about this in my video yesterday. I am a creature of habit. I like routine. I like kind of just where I'm just like boom, 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 like kind of just go, 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 and then kind of unwind at the end of the day. And sometimes during my summer break, I have that. But a lot of days, especially during the week where I'm, hanging out with my daughter just all day, which is great, obviously, like it's awesome and a huge blessing that I get to have that time with her. But after a couple months of like, kind of just having the whole day where I don't have a lot of like scheduled tasks. I know it might sound kind of weird because I get to relax essentially all day, which is really cool, but at the same time, it just, for me, I'm kind of naturally an anxious person a little bit with certain things. And so it can kind of get in my own head. I guess that's the way to put it. I like to have tasks. I like to feel accomplished. I like to do things to keep my day moving a little bit. Not that I want to rush my life, but I do like to just kind of, have those little senses of accomplishment throughout the day. And sometimes when you're on summer break for a couple months, you just don't have as much of that. You just don't seem as busy. You're not go, go, go. And, again, a lot of pros to that. It is awesome, but definitely over time, it makes me want to get back to work. It makes me want to get back, and I'm excited this year. I feel like I'm a couple years into teaching now. This will be my 4th year of teaching, and I'm feeling like I'm in a good groove. I got some good plans. I'm excited. So excited for it. Anyways, again, horizontal pull day. So I will, for our workout today, and this is something you absolutely do not have to do, okay? If you watch my other training clips, a lot of times, most body parts I train, I will start with some form of, I guess you could call it like an activation exercise. Could even just be one working set of a particular exercise just to kind of get things warmed up a little bit, primed up and ready to rock and roll. For this particular back day, I kind of jump right into a bigger movement. Okay, and again, this is not something that you have to do. I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. Like tomorrow for legs, like my first exercise is barbell squats. And so I warm up. I take a lot of time warming up with barbell squats. I do some mobility work before that. And same thing today. Today, my first exercise is like a bent over Smith machine row. You know what I mean? Where I'll, actually drop the weight all the way to the bottom of the machine. You'll see, and come to a stop and then row again. So kind of like a dead stop Smith machine row, for a lack of better terms. Actually, that's exactly what it is. But please keep in mind that before I jump into anything, I will do some band work, some light dumbbell work, just to get a little bit of a pump, and then jump into it. So I'm not going right over to the Smith machine and throwing 2 plates on there and just start to row. You know what I mean? So like whenever you guys see whatever my top set is, 2 plates and a 10, 2 plates and a quarter, whatever, it's not like I just walked in and just been like, all right, I did a couple of arm swings and that's my mobility work, and we're ripping our top set. It's not that. I've done probably 5 to 10 minutes of some sort of mobility work, probably a little under 5 minutes or a little less depending on the day. And I've done a plethora of low rep warm-up sets just to get a feel for the weight, built up to that top set, and then probably even did a rep there as well. And then now now you'll see that then you'll see that top set. So again, please keep that in mind, guys, as I rant a little bit this morning, that when you see those top sets, it's not like I'm just jumping into the gym and I'm right there. Like, there is a 5, 10, 15 minute process before that particular top set. And speaking of that particular top set of some nice dead stop Smith machine rows coming at you right about now. As promised, dead stop bent over Smith machine rows. Now what you'll see here is I'm actually trying to row the bar more towards kind of the belly button. What you might not be able to see though is that I'm actually I'm actually using a little bit of a wider grip than I normally would. The little serrated part of the bar, usually I would put my hands slightly inside of that or pretty aligned pretty well to it. This one I actually used a little bit of a wider grip here, maybe a little bit outside shoulder width, at least shoulder width, and maybe a little bit wider. So what we're trying to do here is again row that weight right up towards about the belly button, middle of the stomach area, touch it, and then control that retraction on the way down, really milk that stretch. So again, don't just slam it down. We really want to make sure that we're getting that nice control and allowing that weight to stretch our back out. So we did 2 sets there. That was our top set of 10. Then we dropped down to 2 plates and did 16 after that. Then drop the weight a little bit on this one. I'll talk about that in my outro a little bit. I noticed that I was having a lack of control and stretch when I was doing this, movement last week, just trying to force the weight, force the numbers, beat the logbook. So I hit the reset button. Sometimes you got to do that. We did 2 sets here at this weight. Both ended up being sets of 16. So I don't want to say like super high, but maybe a little higher than I'd want my top set of this to be. I'd want my top set of this to be more into that probably 12-ish, 10 to 12 rep range, maybe even 8 to 12, depending on the control. But it felt really good. Really, really good range of motion. Chest was glued to that support pad the whole time. Really, really felt this up through my upper back, and traps and all that. It felt really, really, really good. So again, 2 sets, both at this weight, both ended up being for 16. Again, really, really emphasizing that squeeze in the back, at least for a moment, and then allowing it to fully stretch. This is one where I kind of just pushed a little bit. I just kept going. So again, 2 sets here. I would recommend keeping both of those sets in that, again, 10 to 15 rep range at the most. So 16 was good thing. Obviously, I was pushing hard, but we will up the weight at least a little bit next week to kind of get closer to that, 12-ish rep range for our top set. So anyways, felt really good. Awesome stuff here. Great pumps, contraction control, everything was on point. Then some Meadows row. This one, if you watched my video last week, I was doing like 4 plates, and that was just a little much. I noticed I was just twisting, wasn't controlling the weight as I wanted to, wasn't getting as good of a range of motion. So I'm like, you know what? We're dropping the ego, dropping out of 3 plates, and we rocked out 2 sets within that 10 to like 13. I think we did a set of 13 at the top here, and then a set of 11 after that. So felt really good. Really, really great for, that upper back rhomboid area into the traps. Feels awesome. So I highly recommend, if you've never given this one a go, to give it a try, but definitely find some straps if you can, because it's a tough one to grab onto for sure. You're essentially, grabbing onto the end of a barbell. So it is thick. But 2 sets there. Then some Smith machine shrugs. Pretty straightforward, except you'll notice here a little cue for you is I do hold at the top, so right there. So you'll notice that I bring it up and then squeeze. So I'm not just like, pulling it up and then just allowing it to drop back down. I am making sure to get that squeeze at the top and hold and then control that retraction. So we did 2 sets. Both were sets of 10 for this bad boy. Again, really, really focusing on milking that squeeze at the top of the movement and making those, the very upper part of those traps burn like a son of a gun. So felt good. 2 sets, like I said, and that was kind of the end of the back trap portion of this pull workout. Then went into rear delts. Arguably, I think the best exercise for rear delts out there, at least one of them for sure. some good old rear delt flies. Have the hands towards the inside of these handles. It'll help you get a little bit of a deeper range of motion. That was a cue from Wesley Vissers, not from me, so I can't take credit for it. And then we're bringing the weight back parallel to the side of the body, holding it in both the lengthened and shortened position. So in the back and the front of the movement, we are really trying to hold the weight there for a moment. So we're not just swinging the weight around. We are really making those rear delts fire and burn. Even when we're going a little heavier like this, I would still recommend keeping it in that 10 to 15 rep range. I believe this was my second set. I don't know. I did a top set of 13 and then of 11 and then for 9 after that. So again, kind of keeping it close to that 10 to 15 rep range. Then dumbbell preacher curls. This one had some quick improvements from last week, which was really, really cool to feel. So we're using just a 35-pound dumbbell here, really emphasizing that stretch at the bottom right here, allowing that arm to essentially fully lengthen and fully straighten out. This was our top set here. We did a set of 12. So we did 3 working sets here, a set of 12, a set of 10, and a set of 8, which is literally perfect. We want all 3 of our working sets for this to be in that 6 to 12 rep range, even really ideally closer to that 8 to 12 rep range. And that is exactly where we fell with this. So it's time to move up because obviously hitting 12, 10, 8 is great. But now let's see if we can, add 5 pounds to it and, get relatively close to that again. So again, 3 working sets here. I love starting my bicep, or using this as my first bicep exercise on this day because it really does just fully lengthen that bicep out, give it a nice stretch, make sure you're using a weight you can control and go from there. Could have gotten a little deeper on that one. That's okay though. But felt really, really good. Had some awesome pumps off this, went from there. Then went into just an old school alternating dumbbell curl. We did 2 working sets with the 40s, both for 10 reps. So again, essentially you'll see that I, turn out of the bottom a little bit. We're bringing the elbow slightly in front of the body, but we are keeping constant tension. We're not bringing the dumbbell so far up that we're, swinging with the shoulder. We are just pulling up with the bicep. There is a big, big difference here. Okay. So again, 2 sets, both were sets of 10. And at this point I was absolutely fried, dude. My tank top was like glued to me today when I came home and changed. It was drenched like I just got out of the pool or something. But yeah, it was great stuff, man. Awesome workout. I still do have some decline crunches to do today, and I'll probably do some decline Russian twists as well, 3 sets of each of those, and then a half-hour cardio a little bit later on when my daughter's taking her nap. Last day of summer break. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it, man. I'm down here in my basement looking at all my work clothes, wanting to burn them, but you know what? It's all right. It was a great summer break, a lot of fun. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, it was great stuff, man. Awesome pumps, phenomenal mind-muscle connection. It was a great workout overall, for sure. So I will catch y'all at this point in the outro as I'm milking this last rep here. Just, oh man, getting the squeeze it, man. You better. Yeah, boy, control. Nice, strong end. There we go. Pull a session in the books. We're going to keep this short and sweet. It was phenomenal. Connected with the muscle groups that I was trying to connect with. Almost, I would say, dang near perfectly. As close to dang perfect as you can get. Okay? Felt great. Awesome pumps. Awesome stretches, contractions, all the scientific fun mumbo jumbo we want to throw in there, man. It just felt great. It's exactly what I wanted to do to get a solid workout in this morning. Felt really good. Yeah, it was especially after last week's workout. That workout, I was just kind of like disappointed. That was like a B. That was like a B workout at best. Today, we're back to that A+, man. That was a 20 out of 10. Phenomenal workout. Felt great. And again, biggest thing, really connected with the muscle groups I was trying to hit. So that was, awesome to feel every single rep of every set today, man. It was exhausting, but I actually felt it and I made that connection, so that was great. Join me tomorrow for my leg workout. Just as a heads up, uploads will be a little bit later on in the evenings from now on, Monday through Friday, minus a few random days here and there, of course, and breaks and all that, now that the school year is starting back up. So just as a heads up, want to make sure that you guys know that if you're expecting a video around lunch or later afternoon or whatever, it will probably, uploads will consistently now be probably between that 6 and 8 p.m. mark, something like that. Hopefully closer to that 6-7 mark. So make sure you tune in the evenings. Join me tomorrow for my first leg day of the week. Make sure you like and share the video. Drop any comments you got below, feedback, questions. I'll get to them, I promise you. But for today, I am the Natty Teacher, and this episode of Road to Natty Pro is out. We're one step closer, baby. We are one step closer each and every day. God bless. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. This is Wop.